My name is Lily. I am 28 years old. This is my story. It is not an easy story, but it is a true story. It is a story about survival. It is a story about a mother's love, and it is a story about a small gold ring. The ring sits on my finger. It feels cool against my skin. It is not a big ring. It is simple, just a plain gold band. But for me, it is the most important thing in the world. It was my wedding ring. It was my last memory of him. My David. I live in a very small room now. One room. It is a bedroom and a kitchen and a living room, all in one small space. The walls are thin. I can hear the neighbors talking. I can hear the cars on the street. The window looks out at a brick wall. There is not much sunlight, but it is a roof over our heads. My head and the head of my daughter, Mia. Mia is 5 years old. She is my world. She has big brown eyes, just like her father. She has his smile too. A smile that can make the darkest day feel a little bit brighter. She is my reason to wake up, my reason to fight, my reason to keep going when everything feels impossible. Today, everything feels impossible. I open the cupboard. It is almost empty. There is a small bag of rice, maybe enough for one meal. There is half a loaf of bread. It is a little stale. There is nothing else. The fridge is empty too, just a bottle of water. I close the door quietly. I don't want to wake Mia. She is sleeping on our small mattress on the floor. She looks so peaceful when she sleeps. She doesn't know about the empty cupboard. She doesn't know about the worry in my heart. I want to protect her from that. I always want to protect her. But my daughter was hungry. Her stomach rumbles sometimes. A small, sad sound. She looks at me with her big eyes. "Mommy, I'm hungry," she says. Those words break my heart into a million pieces, every single time. I always find something, a piece of bread, a small bowl of rice. But it is getting harder, much harder. I look down at my hand, at the simple gold ring. It shines a little in the dim light of the room. I remember the day David gave it to me. We were so young. I was 22. He was 24. We stood in a small room, like a small office. It was not a big church wedding. We didn't have money for that. But we had love. We had so much love. David held my hand. His hands were warm and strong. He worked in construction. His hands were rough, but his touch was always gentle. He slid the ring onto my finger. It fit perfectly. "With this ring, Lily," he said, his voice soft, "I promise to love you. I promise to take care of you." Always, I believed him. I looked into his kind brown eyes. I saw our future there. A happy future, a family, a small house with a garden. We were happy. The first few years were the best years of my life. We didn't have much money, but we had each other. We rented a small apartment. It had a window that looked out onto a park. We would watch the seasons change. We laughed a lot. He would come home from work, tired and covered in dust. But he always had a smile for me. He would tell me stories about his day. I would tell him about mine. I worked part-time at a little flower shop then. I loved the smell of the flowers. Life was simple, and it was beautiful. Then Mia came, our beautiful daughter. David was so proud. He held her in his arms. He was so careful, so gentle. "She's perfect, Lily," he whispered, "just like her mother." My heart felt so full. It felt like it could burst with happiness. We had everything we ever wanted. Our own small, perfect family. But life can change so fast, in one moment. One terrible, terrible moment. I remember that day so clearly. It was a Tuesday. The sky was gray. It looked like it might rain. David kissed me goodbye before he left for work. He kissed Mia on her forehead. "Be a good girl for your mommy," he said. "I love you both." Those were the last words I ever heard him say. He was working on a tall building. There was an accident. A terrible accident. They called me in the afternoon. A man with a sad voice. I don't remember all the words. My mind went blank. I just remember the feeling. Like the world had stopped. Like all the air was gone from my lungs. David was gone, my David, my love, my future. He was gone. Forever. After that, everything was a blur. Sadness. So much sadness. It was like a heavy blanket. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. My family helped. My mother came and stayed with us for a while. She cooked. She cleaned. She took care of Mia. I don't know what I would have done without her. But eventually, she had to go home. And I was alone, just me and Mia. David had a little bit of money saved. Not much. It was for our future, for a down payment on a house one day. I had to use that money for the rent, for food, for everything. It went so fast. I tried to find a new job, a full-time job, but it was hard. I had Mia to take care of. I didn't have anyone to watch her. Daycare was too expensive. I looked for jobs I could do from home, but I couldn't find anything. So we moved. From our nice apartment with the view of the park to this small, dark room. It was all I could afford. I sold most of our things, our furniture, our television, David's books. Each thing I sold felt like giving away a piece of our life, a piece of our happiness. But I had no choice. I had to pay the rent. I had to buy food for Mia. Now almost all the money is gone. I have a little cleaning job. I clean an office building 2 evenings a week, after the workers go home. I can take Mia with me. She sleeps on a little blanket in a quiet corner while I work. I sweep the floors. I empty the trash cans. I clean the bathrooms. The pay is very low. It is not enough. Not enough for rent and food and everything else. So here I am. In this quiet room, Mia is sleeping. The cupboard is empty, and the hunger is a real, scary thing. It feels like a monster, getting closer and closer. My own stomach hurts, but I don't care about that. I only care about Mia, my sweet, innocent daughter. She does not deserve this. She deserves to be happy, to be safe, to have a full belly. I look at the ring on my finger again. David's promise. I will always take care of you. He would want me to take care of Mia. He would want me to do anything for her. Anything. I know he would. Selling the ring feels like a betrayal. It feels like I am selling our love, our memories. It is the last physical thing I have from him. Everything else is gone. Just this small, simple circle of gold. If I sell it, what will I have left of him? Just the memories in my heart. But are memories enough? Can memories feed my child? The tears start to fall. Silent tears. They run down my cheeks and drop onto my old sweater. I feel so alone, so scared. I miss David so much. I miss his strength, his calm voice. He would know what to do. He would hold me and say, "It's okay, Lily. We'll figure it out." But he is not here. I have to figure it out, alone. I think about the pawn shop. There is one a few streets away. I have walked past it many times. It has a dusty window with old watches and jewelry inside. It always looked like a sad place to me. A place for desperate people. Am I a desperate person? Yes, I am. I imagine walking in there, giving my ring to a stranger, a man who doesn't know its story, who doesn't know about David, about our love. He will just see a piece of gold. He will weigh it. He will offer me money, probably not very much. And I will have to take it. I will have to trade my most precious memory for a few meals. My daughter stirs in her sleep. She makes a small sound. I go to her. I kneel beside the mattress. I gently touch her hair. It is so soft. Her little face is so peaceful. She is my everything. I would do anything to protect that peace. Anything to make her smile again. And in that moment, looking at her, I know what I have to do. The choice becomes clear. It is not really a choice. It is a necessity. My daughter's life is more important than a piece of gold. Her future is more important than my past. David would understand. He loved Mia more than anything. He would want me to do this. He would want me to be strong for her. The decision feels heavy, so heavy, but it also feels right. It is the only thing I can do. The ring is a memory, a beautiful, precious memory, but the memory is in my heart, not in the metal. The love is in my heart, David's love. It is still there. Selling the ring will not sell the love. The love is mine to keep, forever. I wipe my tears. I take a deep breath. It feels shaky, but I feel a little bit stronger, a little bit calmer. I have a plan. It is a painful plan, but it is a plan. Tomorrow morning, I will go to the pawn shop. I will sell my wedding ring. And then I will buy food, lots of food. I will fill our empty cupboard. And tomorrow evening, Mia will have a full belly. She will go to sleep happy and not hungry. That thought, that one single thought, it gives me the strength I need. I will do this. For Mia, for David, for us. The night was very long. I could not sleep much. I just lay there next to Mia. I held my own hand, my left hand. My fingers traced the smooth circle of the ring, over and over again. Each time my finger touched it, a memory would flash in my mind. I remembered our first date. David took me to a small Italian restaurant. He was so nervous. He spilled water on his shirt. We both laughed. It was a sweet, funny moment. I knew then that he was a kind man. I remembered the day we found out I was pregnant with Mia. I was scared and excited at the same time. I told David. He just hugged me. He lifted me up and spun me around in our little living room. He was so happy. His eyes were shining. "We're going to be a family," he said. I remembered the small moments. Him making me coffee in the morning, just the way I liked it. Us holding hands while watching a movie. The way he would always find the best flowers for me at the market. Simple things, but they were everything. The ring was part of all those memories. It was always there, a silent witness to our life together. And now, I had to let it go. It felt like saying goodbye to him all over again. In the morning, the gray light came through the window. Mia woke up. She stretched her little arms. "Good morning, Mommy," she said, her voice sleepy. "Good morning, my love," I answered. I tried to make my voice sound happy and normal. I didn't want her to see my sadness. "I'm hungry," she said, the words I was expecting. The words that hurt every time. "I know, sweetie," I said, kissing her forehead. "Today, we are going to buy lots of yummy food. We will have a big breakfast." Her eyes lit up. "Really, pancakes?" she asked. Pancakes were her favorite. We hadn't had them in a long, long time. "Maybe," I said, managing a small smile. "Let's see." I got us ready. I put on my best clothes, an old dress, but it was clean. I wanted to look, I don't know, not desperate. Even though I was. I brushed Mia's hair. I tied it with a little ribbon. She looked so beautiful. Then came the moment. I stood in front of the small mirror. I looked at my hand. My heart was beating so fast. It felt like a drum inside my chest. I closed my eyes. "I'm sorry, David," I whispered to the empty room. "Please understand." Slowly, I pulled the ring off my finger. It was harder than I thought. My finger felt swollen. Or maybe my heart just didn't want to let go. But finally, it slid off. I held it in the palm of my hand. It looked so small, so fragile. Could something so small hold so many years of love? I wrapped it carefully in a small piece of cloth. I put it in my pocket. My finger felt naked, cold, empty. I made a fist with my hand, hiding the empty finger. I didn't want to look at it. "Let's go, Mia," I said, my voice a little shaky. I took her hand. Her small, warm hand in mine gave me strength. We walked out of our room into the noisy street. The walk to the pawn shop was the longest walk of my life. Every step felt heavy. My legs felt like lead. I saw other people on the street. They were going to work. They were laughing. They were living their normal lives. They didn't know about the heavy secret in my pocket. They didn't know about the sacrifice, I was about to make. We reached the shop. It looked even sadder in the daylight. The sign was old and faded. The window was dusty. I hesitated. My feet didn't want to move. I felt a wave of panic. I can't do this. I can't. Mia looked up at me. "Mommy, are we going in there?" she asked. She pointed at the window. "Look, a pretty necklace." She didn't feel the sadness of the place. To her, it was just a shop. Her innocent voice brought me back. I had to do this. For her. "Yes, sweetie. Mommy just needs to sell something old. Then we can buy food." I took a deep breath and pushed the door open. A small bell rang above the door. The sound was loud in the quiet shop. The air inside smelled old, like dust and forgotten things. An old man was sitting behind a counter. He had thick glasses and a tired face. He looked up at me. He didn't smile. "Can I help you?" he asked. His voice was rough. My hands were sweating. I could feel my heart pounding in my ears. "Yes," I said. My voice was just a whisper. I want to sell something." I walked slowly to the counter. Mia was holding my hand tightly. I took the small cloth out of my pocket. My hands were shaking so much. I unwrapped the ring. I placed it on the counter. The gold looked dull under the weak light of the shop. The man picked it up. He held it between his thumb and finger. He looked at it closely. He brought out a small magnifying glass, the kind jewelers use. He examined the ring from all sides. He didn't say anything. The silence was terrible. It felt like he was judging my whole life, my love for David, my failure to provide for my child. Finally, he put the ring down. He pushed it onto a small scale. He wrote some numbers on a piece of paper. He didn't look at me. He looked at the paper. "It's gold," he said, as if I didn't know. "Not very heavy." He typed some numbers into a calculator. "I can give you $60 for it," he said. $60. The number felt so small, so insulting. Was that all my love was worth? $60. Our whole life together. The promises, the dreams. All for $60. I felt a surge of anger. I wanted to grab the ring and run out of the shop. I wanted to scream at him. "This is not just gold. This is my life. This is my husband's promise." But I didn't. I couldn't, because I looked down at Mia. She was looking at the candy jars on the counter. Her eyes were wide with wonder. She wasn't thinking about the ring. She was thinking about sweet things, about a small moment of happiness. $60 could buy a lot of food. It could fill our cupboard. It could buy milk and eggs and bread. It could buy fruit. It could buy the ingredients for pancakes. It could give my daughter a week of full bellies. A week without hunger. A week of peace. My anger faded. It was replaced by a deep, aching sadness, but also resolve. I had no choice. I looked at the man. I nodded my head. "Okay," I said. My voice was flat, empty. "I'll take it." He pushed a form towards me. "Sign here," he said. I signed my name. My hand was still shaking. He opened his cash register. He counted out the money, 3 $20 bills. He pushed them across the counter to me. I took the money. It felt dirty, wrong. He took my ring, my beautiful, simple ring, and he dropped it into a small, messy box filled with other rings, other stories, other broken dreams. It disappeared among the others, just like that. It was gone. I held the $60 in my hand. I took Mia's hand. "Let's go, sweetie," I said. We walked out of the shop. The bell rang again. This time it sounded like a goodbye. A final goodbye. When we were back on the sunny street, I felt light and heavy. At the same time, the weight of the ring on my finger was gone, but a new weight was in my heart, a weight of grief, of loss. I looked at my empty finger. A pale white line was there. The place where the ring had been for 6 years. It was like a scar, a reminder of what I had lost. But then Mia tugged on my hand. "Mommy, can we go to the grocery store now?" "For the pancakes?" she asked, her voice full of hope. I looked down at her smiling face, her innocent, beautiful face, and I knew I had done the right thing. David's memory was not in that box in the sad, dusty shop. His memory was here, in his daughter's eyes, in her smile. And his love was in my heart, giving me the strength to survive. "Yes, my love," I said, and this time my smile was real. It reached my eyes. "We are going to the grocery store, and we are going to buy everything we need for the best pancakes in the whole world." The $60 felt different in my hand now. It wasn't dirty money. It was survival money. It was hope money. It was the money that would feed my child. It was the money that would get us through another week. I had traded my past for a present, and for a chance at a future. I had no choice, and I would do it again, 1,000 times, for her. Walking into the grocery store felt like walking into a palace. It was bright. It was full of colors and smells. The smell of fresh bread, the smell of sweet fruit. For so long, I had only walked around the edges of the store, buying only the cheapest things, a bag of rice, a loaf of bread. But today, I walked down the middle of the aisles. Mia's eyes were wide. She looked at everything. The big red apples, the yellow bananas, the boxes of colorful cereal. It was like a magical wonderland for her. "Can we get apples, Mommy?" she asked. "Yes, sweetie. We can get apples," I said. We put a bag of red, shiny apples into our cart. "And bananas." "Yes, and bananas." We bought eggs. We bought milk. We bought flour and sugar for the pancakes. We even bought a small bottle of maple syrup. It was a luxury, a wonderful luxury. We bought cheese and pasta and a small chicken. The cart was getting full. It was the fullest our cart had been in more than a year. Each item I put in the cart felt like a victory. A small win against the hunger, against the sadness. I wasn't just buying food. I was buying security. I was buying peace of mind, even if just for a little while. Mia was so happy. She was singing a little song to herself as we walked. Seeing her happy, truly happy, made the ache in my heart a little bit smaller. The empty feeling on my finger was still there. I kept touching the spot where the ring used to be, but the joy on my daughter's face was a powerful medicine. We paid for the groceries. The total was almost $30. Half of the money was gone already. A little voice of fear whispered in my head, "The money will not last long." But I pushed that voice away. Not today. Today is for celebrating. Today is for being full. We walked home, carrying our bags of food. They were heavy, but it was a good kind of heavy. A heavy full of promise. When we got back to our small room, it felt different. It felt brighter. We put the food away. The cupboard wasn't empty anymore. The fridge wasn't empty anymore. Our small room felt more like a home. Then I made the pancakes. I mixed the flour and the eggs and the milk. Mia helped me. She stirred the batter with a big spoon. Flour got on her nose. She giggled. I laughed. A real, happy laugh. It felt good. It felt like a sound I hadn't made in a very long time. The smell of the pancakes filled the room. A warm, sweet smell. I cooked them until they were golden brown. I put a stack of them on a plate for Mia. I poured the sweet maple syrup over them. She took her first bite. Her eyes closed for a moment. "Mommy," she said, "this is the best pancake in the world." My heart swelled. I watched her eat. She ate 3 whole pancakes. Her small belly was full. She was happy. That was all that mattered. I had done it. I had fed my child. The pain of selling the ring was still there, a dull ache in the background. But this moment, this beautiful, simple moment, made it worth it. After our meal, Mia was full of energy. She played with her one old doll. She drew pictures with a broken crayon. The room was filled with her happy chatter. I sat and watched her. I felt tired, but it was a different kind of tired. Not the tired of worry and hunger. It was the tired of a long, emotional day. A successful day. I knew the money would not solve all our problems. $60 was not a fortune. It would disappear quickly. The rent was due next week. The fear was still there, just pushed back a little. But something inside me had changed. Before, I felt helpless. I felt like a victim, trapped by my situation. But today, I had made a choice. A hard choice. A painful choice. But I had made it. I had taken action. I had faced the hardest thing, and I had survived. It made me feel stronger. Not strong like I could fight the whole world, but strong enough to fight for tomorrow. I looked at the remaining $30 on the table. I couldn't just spend it on food. I had to be smart. I had to think about the future. How could I make this money grow? How could I build something? An idea started to form in my mind. A small idea. When I worked at the flower shop, I learned how to arrange flowers. I was good at it. My boss always said I had a good eye for color and shape. What if I could do that again? The next day, I took Mia and we went to the wholesale flower market. It was very early in the morning. The market was busy and full of life. The air was thick with the beautiful smell of thousands of flowers. It reminded me of a happier time. I used $10. I bought a small selection of simple, inexpensive flowers. Some daisies, some carnations, some green leaves. It wasn't much, but it was a start. We took the flowers home. I cleared our small table. I found some old jars and bottles. I cleaned them carefully. Then I started to work. My hands remembered what to do. I cut the stems. I arranged the flowers. I made 5 small, simple bouquets. They looked beautiful. They brought color and life into our gray room. Now, what to do with them? I was scared, so scared. What if nobody wanted to buy them? What if I failed? I would lose $10, 10 precious dollars. But the feeling of strength from the day before was still there. I had to try. Doing nothing was not an option anymore. I took Mia. I took the 5 bouquets. We went to a busy street corner near a train station. People were rushing past, going to work, going home. They looked tired, stressed. I found a small space on the pavement. I set down my bouquets. I made a small sign from a piece of cardboard. Fresh flowers. $2, it said. My writing was shaky. I stood there, holding Mia's hand. I felt so small, so invisible. People walked past. They didn't even look at me. My heart started to sink. This was a stupid idea, a waste of money, a waste of time. I wanted to pack up my flowers and go home, to hide in my room. But then an old woman stopped. She looked at my flowers. She smiled a kind smile. "They are lovely," she said. "I'll take this one." She pointed to a small bouquet of white daisies. She gave me $2, my first customer. My first earned money in a long time. It felt amazing. It felt better than the $60 from the pawn shop, because I had earned this, with my own hands, with my own idea. "Thank you," I said to the woman. My voice was filled with emotion. "Keep going, dear," she said, as if she understood everything. "You're doing a good job." Her kind words were like a gift. After she left, I felt new confidence. I stood up a little straighter. A little while later, a young man bought a bouquet. Then a woman on her way home from work bought 2. By the end of the evening, all 5 bouquets were gone. I had $10 in my pocket. I had started with $10, and now I had $10. I had made my money back. I hadn't made a profit, not yet, but I hadn't failed either. And that felt like a huge success. We went home that night, tired but hopeful. I had a new plan. Tomorrow, I would take that $10 and buy more flowers. Maybe this time I could make 6 bouquets, or 7. Maybe I could sell them for a little bit more. It was a small start, a very small start, but it was a path forward, a path I was creating myself. Life is still hard. It is a struggle every single day. I still clean the offices at night. I sell my flowers during the day. Some days are good. I sell all my bouquets. Some days are bad. It rains, and nobody wants to buy flowers. But I am surviving. We are surviving. I still touch my empty finger sometimes. I still miss my ring. I still miss my David. The sadness is a part of me now. It always will be. But it is not the only part. There is also strength and hope and the incredible, powerful love I have for my daughter. I learned something very important. A wedding ring is a symbol of love, a beautiful symbol. But it is not the love itself. The love is inside you. The memories are inside you. They cannot be sold. They cannot be taken away. David's love is still with me. It gives me strength every day. His memory inspires me to be a good mother, to be a strong woman. I sold my wedding ring. I had no choice. It was the hardest thing I have ever done. But it was also the beginning of something new. It was the moment I stopped being a victim. It was the moment I started to fight back. It was my story of survival. If you are listening to this and your life is hard, if you feel scared or alone or hopeless, please know this. You are stronger than you think. You have a fire inside you. Sometimes you just need to find it. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to cry. But don't give up. Take one small step, and then another, and another. You can do this too. You can survive. Keep going.